So here is your A final for X30 Senior for round 2 here at Racing Kart JPR in Ostricourt in France. Matthias van der Kerkhofer being confirmed as a 5-heat winner, equaling Henki Kaltrinen's efforts this time last year. Kevin Lantinga will be alongside him on the front row of the grid. Sem van der Heyden and Patrice Kowalski round out row number 2. Luca Leistra and Clément Outron will be on row number 3. Row 4 will be Roxanne Lantinga and Victor Louis. Quinten van Leeuwen and Otto Paikkonen round out your top 10. Mathis Mirschalt and Tobias Norman round out row 6. Ed Mirko Wouters and Wouter Bergano on row 7. Lucas Horsika and Thomas van Vliet round out the top 16. Milan Magzac and Luca Moulard round out row 9. Completing your top 20, France's Hubert Petit and Anthony Bongas with Julien Sorvillo, with Racing Team Claude Ball and Yanni Bouillet for PJM rounding out row 11. Have Racing Team's Clément Massot and VDK's Thierry Quinard round out row number 12. Oscar Goodshaw from Dream Racing will be joined by the Netherlands' Kevin Bakker from KCR. CG Motorsports' François Delati starts 27th alongside AC Racing's Alexis Constant. VDK Racing's Cinnamonier will start on the inside of row number 15 and completing your top 30 in the A final will be Fusion Motorsport Benelux. Progress Racing's James Melkobach. The RSD karting duo of Marcus and Charlie Gloom round out row number 16. Jules van Hulfertini official racing team starts 33rd ahead of Monty Braithwaite from the United Kingdom for Optima Performance. And it's the RSD karting pairing, both from Belgium, Simon Lacroix and Raphael Leenders, that round out your 36-strong grid. Once again, a big thank you to the track marshal team who have braved the elements all the way through today, along with the drivers and those people that have been here at the circuit at Racing Kart JPR. Also a big thank you to the circuit as well for providing once again stellar karting action here at the 1,450 metre circuit. But now it is time to go for the all-important championship points. So there will be a new X30 senior champion this year, Sam Balota, who I've met over the past couple of weekends of this season. He's now more into a driving coach side of things, so he goes behind the curtain, so to speak, into the tram lines for the A final. Revs up, lights on, we're underway and racing. Good start by Matthias van der Kerkhoff, and trying to thread the eye of the needle through the middle is Patrice Kowalski. Van der Kerkhoff hung out a little bit to high and dry, going through into turn 2 for the first time. But it's who's leading? It's Kevin Lantinga. Second, Patrice Kowalski from the outside of the second row, threaded the eye of the needle. Sem van der Heyden drops down to 5th position as Lantinga leads the way into turns 6 and 7 for the opening time. They all go over that bump. Everyone trying to make it through, and all 36 drivers have made it through the opening sector. Big old standing water puddle coming out of the chicane following turn 8. But at the moment, Kevin Lantinga doing a solid job at the front end of the field. He's trying to his best effort to pull away on course for possibly what could be a 156-point haul this weekend. Lantinga leads after the opening lap by nearly 1.2 seconds. Kowalski. Then it's Sem van der Heyden, Victor Louis, Clément Outron. Matthias van der Kerkhoff now runs P6, head of Luca Leistra, Quinten van Leeuwen, Otto Paikkonen, and Tobias Norman round out your top 10. Victor Louis trying to, I think it might be. Well, Victor Louis is trying to see if he can keep with Clément Outron, who is now in front in the 288. So there is a change for 4th. Through into 7. now into the right-hand hairpin here at 8, which then opens up a little bit. They go through into the turn 9-10 chicane. Bump over the curb, you can see how much mud is in that standing water puddle, but we've already had a casualty. 3 wheels on the wagon for the 264. Oh dearie me, Julien Sauvillot is out left rear. Looks like hub and wheel have exited the kart, and he's not going any further. Lantinga is pulling away after the opening lap, opening 2 laps. That is 2.3 seconds and climbing. So Julien Sauvillot drops to the bottom of the order. So does François Delati. Well, the 337, who started 27th, now runs 35th. So Sauvillot will score championship points, but not as many as the 264 would have hoped, having started in 21st position, running on the CRG with racing team called Claude Ball. But Sam van der Heyden for the Hout Racing team being challenged by Clément Outran and Luc Leistra. Have the pair got through? Yes, they have. It's just a case of van der Heyden just keeping out of harm's way, just mitigating a little bit of damage limitation here at the moment. So that is now a change for 3rd, 4th and 5th respectively. Kevin Lantinga just absolutely clawing away into the distance. He is now 3.8 seconds up the road. As Luca Leistra now has Sam van der Heyden trying to go up the inside of him. But Leistra looking to solidify a provisional championship lead going into the halfway point of the season. Then it's the double header at Genk in late July and mid-August. And then we'll be in the heat, well, pretty much in the through the hot summer days in the Limburg region of Belgium, east of the capital city of Brussels. 9.5 minutes still to go. Fastest lap of the race. Kevin Lantinga is just absolutely going. He's going 11 tenths at the moment. He's really just wanting to rub everybody's nose in it at the minute. A 1 minute 11.458 was his last lap time, and he's gone quicker again. 1:11.325. His lead over Patrice Kowalski now nearly 5 seconds. Clément Outran, Luca Leistra, Sam van der Heyden. They are all closing in on the 244 from Belgium. Last year was the top rookie in the X30 senior division. Now he's playing with the big boys, so to speak. Bit of a difficult start for Roxane Lantinga, the younger sister of Kevin. She's currently running in 14th position, having started 7th on the grid. Looks like Clément Outran's front end on that Dream Racing Cosmic chassis went a bit skyward coming out of turn number 7, but whoa, no, Sam van der Heyden got it completely wrong coming out of the chicane. He bumped over the curb, the back axle started to spin mid-air, and it turned the 247 from Hout Racing team around. It was going to catch out somebody at some point, and unfortunately Sam van der Heyden was on the receiving end of the short end of the stick through that chicane, and that has tumbled him down. That's put him outside of the top 10. That's put him outside of the top 15. That put him down to 16th. Clément Outran now through turn 3 has got through on Patrice Kowalski for 2nd position. So Clément Outran looking pretty good at the moment. So 35 drivers, apart from, 35 out of the 36 drivers. Apart from, a real shame there for Julien Sauvillot, the left rear of the CRG. No wheel on that wagon, and so 3 wheels will not get you around this circuit quick enough. Luca Lystra up the inside there, and Patrice Kowalski changed there for 3rd position. So Kevin Lantinga way up the road, but we've seen the pace here of Clément Houton, home circuit for the Frenchman. For RSD cars, for Dream Racing, no apologies there, on the Cosmic chassis. So Kowalski for the TD official racing team, run by Thierry Del Rey. Black and white warning flag showing on the Digi flag. Didn't quite catch the number on that one, but it's just a race controller looking intently at driving standards. There's Lucas Horsica getting through on the 353 and through barges. Roxanne Lantinga, that was on Tobias Norman from KCR Racing. And Tobias's teammate, Mathis Merchant, is a little bit further up the road. So Tobias Norman drops out of the top 10, down to 13th place. So the battle is starting to develop between Matthias van der Kerkhoff and Otto Paikkonen. Currently running 7th and 8th at the moment as we speak. Mirko Wolters making a little bit of magic again. He's been a bit of a dark horse today as the 201 from Eichmann's Grand Prix racing team. And, oh well, Otto Paikkonen nearly got a scare courtesy of Mirko Wolters. Black and white warning flag going to, I think that might be the, I think it was the 263 possibly. It's just a bit difficult to make out with these conditions because you've got the water rooster tails coming up, and it's slightly obscuring the other side of what I can see from the Digi flag. Another black and white warning flag going out at the moment. Simon Aqua's made it up to 25th at the moment, so good work there by the RSD karting Belgian driver. Raphael Leenders has made up 8 places. Marcus and Charlie Gloom have made up 7 and 9 spots respectively. The 2 Glooms up to 23rd and 24th. That's Charlie ahead of Marcus. Clément Massot up from 23rd, now running 17th. But Oscar Guccio, who started 25th. Yannick Bouillet, who started 22nd. And Kevin Barker, who started 26th. They now complete your top 20 overall, as we have 4 minutes and 22 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. Kevin Lantinga has been putting purples across the board in terms of lap times being set. He set a 1 minute 11.165. The last time that Clément Houton crossed the line was nearly 6/10 adrift. So the lead now is 6.8 seconds and climbing. Quincy van Leeuwen now trying to dice with Patrice Kowalski, I believe, for 4th spot. So Kowalski in exactly the same place as where he qualified through the final, the ranking after heats. So 4th and 5th make their way through turn 7, now into turn 8. You can be brave here if you try and dive bomb through on the inside, but sometimes that doesn't always work. And oh, well, you can just see how much air that both Patrice Kowalski and Quintin van Leeuwen just took. Now, with those heavy impacts, that can sometimes cause a problem with the back of the chassis. If that bends it slightly upright towards the rear bumper, then that might mean that the driver is going to have to counter what the kart is wanting to do in relation to throttle, brake, steering inputs. Of course, when we get to the finals, there's a little bit more of the risk versus reward situation that drivers are going to put themselves under in terms of pressure. But doing something like that, we saw it go wrong for Sam van der Heyden, who now finds himself in 16th position, ahead of the 268 of Clément Massot. So there's still plenty of things that could happen in the next 2.5 minutes, plus an additional lap for the A final for X30 Senior. But the way things are going, it's in the pocket so far for the 332 of Kevin Lantinga. Clément Houton, Luca Lystra round out your top 3. We have had some dramas in this race, but notwithstanding, some drivers have found this storm to be easier to weather than others. So with just under 2 minutes remaining on the timer, it is a case of how much farther away can Kevin Lantinga get from Clément Outran in the dying stages of this race. Meantime, Quinten van Leeuwen trying to put the frighteners on Patrice Kowalski for that fourth spot. They both run heavy over the curves through the left-hander at turn number 4. But the way things stand, we could be on the verge of going to our second from last lap here, courtesy of Kevin Lantinga for Croc Promotion, a team based out of the United Kingdom, just outside of the home of British Motorsport at Silverstone at Towcester in Northamptonshire. And there is the move. Quinten van Leeuwen gets through for fourth spot on Patrice Kowalski for the TD official racing team. So we have around about 2 laps remaining on the counter here at Racing Kart and JPR in Ostricourt for round 2 of the season. And looks like we're going to be probably getting 13 or either 14 laps under our belts here with this extended additional 4 minutes added to the counter. But Kevin Lantinga has done exactly what he needed to do. Matthias van der Kerkhofer, fantastic in the qualifying heats, got 5 out of 5. But it hasn't gone so well for the Victory Lane racing driver in this final. He currently sits down in 12th position, and it's going to smart a little bit after all the effort that was done yesterday with 3 wins out of 3. Time has now expired for the final time for these 36 drivers. It is going to be more the case of how big is the winning margin that Kevin Lantinga is going to have. So the final lap is now officially underway. Kevin Lantinga making his way, I think, probably towards turns 2 and 3 as we speak. Clément Outran, 8.5 seconds behind. Luca Lystra rounding out your top 3. Looks like he still could be the provisional championship leader after this race. There's Clément Outran. So there is Kevin Lantinga, turn 6, turn 7 for what will be the 13th and final time, not including the 2 laps building up to the race start. He's been through a little bit of the ringer this weekend as Lantinga, but he's made it count where it's mattered the most, because this win is going to bring him kicking and screaming right to the sharp end of the championship standings. As he goes down the hill, a couple of corners remain. He's going for a drifting show here at Ostricourt. Kevin Lantinga, Tokyo drift styling, out of the final corner sideways. He wins the A final by a commanding, convincing margin. And that celebration is well deserved. Clément Outran, félicitations, 2e place. And Kevin Lantinga will be absolutely beside himself on the podium later on. Lantinga does it here in France. And, well, the hometown hero, Clément Outran, did himself every favour in the world by finishing second. And Luca Lystra may provisionally be still your championship leader after the opening 2 rounds of the series in 2025. Lantinga giving it up to the people watching by the sidelines. He's got every right to celebrate this way. Flat chat, full throttle, completely sideways. Lystra takes P3, Van Leeuwen, Kowalski, Wouters, Louis, Horosica, Paikkonen and Meerschaert round out your top 10. And, well, Kevin's younger sister Roxanne takes 11th. Head of Matthias van der Kerkhofer. Where did it go wrong for the Victory Lane racing driver? Thomas van Vliet Milan Maxak, Zem van der Heyden, Tobias Norman, Clément Massot, Oscar Goodshaw, Hubert Petit and Kevin Backer round out your top 20. Yanni Bouillet, Charlie Gloom, Simon Lacroix, François Delati, Marcus Gloom round out the provisional top 25. Tihon Kinard, Wouter Bergano, Luca Moulin, Raphael Leenders, James Merkelberg, Anthony Bongartz, Monty Braithwaite, Cinnamonier, Alexis Constant and Jules Van Hool all make it to the checkered. And unfortunately, lap 2, sector 2, 3 wheels on the wagon, ended Julian Sorvio's chance at victory. But Kevin Lantinga takes the win.